Push it real good.
And with that, we are live for the final Bash in the Brain of 2025. And I will preface this by saying I'm in a new house. I have never streamed from this computer. I've never recorded from this computer. This is purely for the fans. This is purely for the fans this week. This is an easy week to just say, you know what? We bought a house in Florida. We're trying to get it ready. I'm trying to get everything situated. And Willie said, there's no excuses. We got to go live. Final Bash in the Brain. So we're live. If there's any audio issues or anything, just let me know in the chat. I think everything should be good.
You bought the house?
Bought the house.
I thought you were looking. I thought you were just looking.
We looked and we found this one. It hopped in the market. Right price. Amazing price. Right where all my family is in Sarasota. So we locked it up. And now we are moving in this weekend. But we're keeping our place in New York. So it's like you buy duplicates of everything. Because you're not really moving things.
So that house that you're in right there. With, by the way, there's news on in the background. But the house that you're in right now, that's the one you bought?
Correct, yeah. This is a bedroom.
Where the hell's Sarasota? North?
Just below Tampa. So like you have Tampa and Tampa Bay, and then just below Tampa Bay is Sarasota on the Gulf.
RAF.
Yeah.
In 10 days in Fort Lauderdale.
Yep, Sunshine, Florida. I might make the drive over. I was talking to Bashada if he's going to be in West Palm.
What, you're going to be down there the whole time?
Yeah, I'll be down here for all of January. Do you listen? I just told you pre-show. I'm going to put a TV outside by the pool, and you can come down, and we can watch a wrestling tournament outside in January. But then you started complaining about the fact that you put junior high rankings, and you got a resume, so you transitioned pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, it's I posted, guys, right before the show. I posted the junior high rankings, which again, if you're new to the show or you didn't hear it before, I say all the time. You know, some people say it's a little ridiculous. You know, it's a little ridiculous that you do junior high rankings. It's too young. What's the point? Yada yada yada. I don't think it's too young, and I don't think it's too soon. The guys that are good in junior high, a high percentage of them are awesome at the next level. And if anything, even if the rankings don't matter, let's just say they don't matter. It helps me. It helps me learn the landscape earlier and better. So
I was just going to say, yeah.
And I'm doing high school stuff. When it comes to Cadet World Team Trials and you're making picks, if you don't know the junior high guys, how do you make picks? Because the first 3 or 4 weights are all factors.
Well, and that's like your prime cadets, like Cadet Worlds, and like that's your holy grail. Like that's these kids. That's where they start.
Yeah. Also, it's a really fun age. I know. You know, the masses, they take it a little too seriously. Some of the kids are pushed too hard. The dads are, kind of crazy.
You want to read the text message?
No, yes, I will. But for the most part, I mean, it's a really fun group. When what I say about Cadet Worlds all the time, it's really fun. They're young, impressionable, good-hearted kids, and it's fun. It's fun to follow.
By the way, the preface to this next story Willie is going to tell. Excuse me. The preface is Willie and I were just, riffing pre-show, and I said, hey, if you had kids, would you show seating bias to your kids, or would you be harder on them and downplay their accomplishments? And then before he could even answer, he said, you got to hear this text I just got.
Well, the text is very good, very polite, very well thought out. But the crazy part is that I post them. I post these junior high rankings not long ago. immediately get a text message with, "Hey, I think my kid should be higher based on this, 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 and this." It's well thought out, very polite. It's great. It was just immediate. Like, post a thing, get it. And number one, and number two, uh, I don't know how the guy has my number. I don't know who the guy is really. I know what kid he's talking about, but it's kind of crazy. But junior high rankings off my plate. It's always it's a it's a difficult lift. One thing that makes it difficult is the kids move around in weight so much. And number one, they move around in weight, and number two, there's nothing uniform about the weights. I use Super 32 weights because kind of this marks the start of the year, and so I just go off them. But then Tulsa has different weights in different age groups. Middle school duels has different weights. VAC duels, different weights. There are all these different weights, and you have to whatever. But they came out, and now it'll be easy because you have like McDonough duels coming up, and Tulsa and Reno and NHSCA's, and it's real easy. Anytime you do rankings, the first set is the most difficult.
Makes sense.
Speaking of rankings, I'm in the finals. I'm in the finals of this Cradle Zone thing, which
I'm bashing the brain crime in the semis. That's just
why do they
not
do
cool.
That? Cradle
not
Zone
cool.
Cradle Zone put all my boys in the same side of the bracket as me. I had to go through the GOAT follower, Basch, and yeah.
Now
but I don't even know what it
SNL.
is. Yeah, if you're not on Twitter, you're not really paying attention to it. There's a content, not a content creator. There's a ex Twitter handle that's an Oklahoma mega fan, but he's like 17 years old, seems like a great kid, and he put up these brackets of like 32
like wrestling media accounts. Yeah,
wrestling media, but they're not really media, but some of them are media, but some of them are just Twitter handles.
Yeah,
like
it's
Nick
like
Sirianni's,
Twitter. Yeah, it's like Twitter personalities, kind of.
And like, here's the thing. What's the metric? There's no.
By the way, the funniest thing about all this,
like, they just slap two names up there and say vote. What are we voting on?
But likability, apparently. By the way, the funniest thing about this is if you are not in the finals, this will never get one iota of airtime. if you create a tournament and put Willie in the finals, it makes the show.
Yeah, it's funny. And I'm getting beat by SNL, Saturday Night Lights. So go vote for me.
Go vote for Matt Scouts. And shout out Cradle Zone. I was telling Willie beforehand, like in major sports like football, basketball, baseball, you have so many of these random accounts that whether they're burners, whether they're just mega fans, whatever it might be. And it's like this kid put out his AA predictions for March and people are hating on him. And it's like, I think maybe the GOAT follower quote tweeted, like, if you don't like this, go put out your own. Who cares? Like, yeah. I've said it a million times. The more people that are creating content and just talking about wrestling, great. Put 32 random people in a bracket and get people talking about it. Yeah. I love it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, him doing that, although it's sort of, I'm not going to say it's nonsensical. It doesn't have clear definitions. And as a rankings guy, like as an analytical guy, I'm like, what are we voting on? Are we voting on best dress? Are we voting on best wrestling mind? Are we voting? Is it best content? I don't know what it is, but it did make me think like my favorite or like what I like on Twitter, and I really do like that. There's these. Frankly, I like the anonymous personalities. Nick Sirianni's burner is a Husker fan. Cradle Zone is an Oklahoma fan. There's these kind of anonymous. There's this group of anonymous people that are like fans, but they fight, but they dunk on other teams. But it's good-hearted and it's fun. It's fun. It creates a community right? That we're all familiar. We get familiarized with them. And then there's another group. There's another group. Herbo and a couple other guys, and they're a different breed than them because they're not anonymous. You know who they are, you see their face, but they're just always posting about wrestling. It's fun. It's fun.
I love it.
Um,
All right, so Willie,
yeah,
we have zero wrestling to recap. It's very rare. This is our first time in 2 months at least. All of December, all of November, we had great action.
great action.
This was Christmas weekend. Merry Christmas, everyone, if we didn't wish it to you before. But we have no action to recap. And so we started looking at, okay, what can we preview? Okay, Midlands is today. Southern Scuffle's coming up. I started looking at the entries in the bracket. And then I'm like, man, like the Midlands, the highest ranked guy at Midlands is like 15.
Stop.
It's crazy.
Stop.
Like Flo put out an article like all the ranked wrestlers at the Midlands, and I'm looking, not a single top 10 guy.
Yeah, Flo. They also put something. Oh, I know what they put. They did an article on the Soldier Salute entries, but then you click on it and it says this is who could be there. So they're not the entry. Like, you're wasting my time. I know. What they did was
They took the teams that were going.
This team is listed, right? Like Missouri is listed as going, so they put Aiden Sinclair. Like, it doesn't mean Aiden Sinclair's going.
Yeah.
And so I get what they're doing. They're trying to build hype for it. They're trying to do what they can without knowing the entries. But like, as somebody like chomping at the bit to learn who's going, it's like, wow, this is.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like I saw Kozak put that article out, and he did at least say, like, here's every ranked wrestler who could potentially compete the Soldier Salute.
Yeah.
And like, I get it, because it's either do that or do nothing. Because
right. You're right.
A lot of these schools aren't going to tell us, like, hey, I mean, the number one match we could see, in my opinion, is number 1 versus number 2, Ferrari versus Sinclair. It's like, I want to know that match could potentially happen. You also can't market that it's going to happen because, the teams aren't going to tell us.
If you're sitting here and we did a intro 5 or 10 minutes talking about fake Twitter contests and junior high rankings, and you guys are like, get to the point. Well,
there is no point.
There's nothing going on. And even the things that are going on, read the title of the show, Making Sense of the Holiday Tournaments. It is this weird scenario where nobody is freaking wrestling. These major events that we used to look so forward to, the Midlands and the Scuffle and this and that, and nobody's wrestling in them. The Soldier Salute broke off from Midlands. Iowa started the Soldier Salute a few years ago. Instead of going to Midlands, Iowa was a staple at Midlands forever. And then they don't go. So that kind of waters it down. Now you have 2 tournaments. But now the Soldier Salute's down. There's a good amount of intelligence out there that says Iowa's not going to even wrestle their starters there.
Yeah.
So who is even going to it?
I feel
Soldier Salute looks really not compelling. Midlands, we know the entries, and that's really, really down. The Scuffle is going to have Penn State guys, but probably maybe not starters, and Virginia Tech sending like not their starting lineup. And so, and another thing that came out yesterday was the teams, and this is not for another week, but teams that are going to the NWCA national duels. I mean, did you see this list? The NWCA national duels? Listen to the teams that are at the NWCA National Duels: Bloomsburg, Bakersfield, Campbell, Central Michigan, Drexel, Harvard, Northern Illinois, Northern Iowa, Ohio, and South Dakota State.
It's wild. I
You
do
know,
think like this. Bashana hit the nail on the head in the chat. Like this time has become the mid-season break. It has. Like Cal and Penn State have said for the past couple of years, like I'd rather give my guys off for Christmas and New Year's and recharge and spend time with their families. And then you have these national duels mid-November, which was awesome, but you kind of anticipated that people weren't going to wrestle balls to the wall November 1st through March 18th. So this is kind of like that lull mid-season break where, once I'd say like this weekend you start getting some action, you get some duels, and then next weekend it really starts all the conference duels. I think you get some conference duels this weekend, but it has kind of become this mid-season break. And these tournaments, it seems like you said, people aren't sending their starters. It's maybe there's a wrestle off, maybe there's a guy who's just coming back and he wants to get some matches in, or the backups are going to go. Like it's becoming more of an open tournament than, it's a shell of what any of these tournaments used to be.
Yeah. But it's certainly a change. Even if it makes sense, that you wrestle November, December, then there's the semester break and the holidays, and you need a break. You need rest. Even if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It is a giant pivot from what has been in the past.
Yeah.
And but maybe this is a good thing in the sense that maybe people really start thinking about my split season idea. Because if you need a break and if nobody's showing up to these major events on New Year's, maybe somebody says, let's have a national duels at this time. Let's move national duels to this. We wrestle all duels until then have a tournament, and then we have a break. Because, it's we're focused on the stars, and the backups and the red shirts, they need matches too. But we're used to a Midlands where it was a mini NCAAs, and a scuffle that was a mini NCAAs, to now it's a cute little tournament to see how the red shirts do, to see how the backups do. That's what we're.
And T-Buck 133 in the chat, I wonder what weight he wrestled. He said, people forget it's the holidays and these kids programs still want to go see their families. Nobody's forgetting that. It's just for years you had Christmas, and then you had 2-3 days later Midlands. Of course everybody wants to go see their families, but if you're a wrestling family getting to college, it is so ingrained in the past 10-15 years of your life that there's wrestling tournaments the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
Look at high school. We have Powerade today. These kids are not coming to college thinking I don't want to wrestle because it's Christmas. These kids are literally wrestling in Powerade. Maybe Jax Forrest, last high school event ever. I asked Willie, and he said, I've officially reached
I've officially reached Ferrari Gable levels of I'm done with this.
Willie's officially opting out.
Yeah, I opted out. Ferrari's doing this, Ferrari's doing that for 2 years. Gable's coming back. Gable's fighting UFC. Gable's wrestling in the Olympics. Gable's coming back to college. Whatever. When it gets there, it gets there. Jax Forrest, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop even asking around. I'm gonna stop even whatever he does. Great, love him. And I'm not putting Jax Forrest in the category of AJ Ferrari or Gable Stevenson. Let's be clear there. I'm just whatever happens will happen.
By the way, it is funny that with Jax, he has said nothing. It's not like we're being strung along. It's just if you're you hear so many people talking, and so many people will ask you hey, what are you hearing? What do you think? And Jax has said nothing. Like,
Yeah.
he's just wrestling. And when David Taylor was asked about it, he said, "We're just focused on Nebraska next week. We're on to Cincinnati."
We're
You
on
know,
to
like
Cincinnati.
it's. But it was funny that Willie is officially opting out of Jax Forrest, Oklahoma State. Watch, he's officially opting out.
Well, that's another reason, right? Like Jax hears this chatter. Jax sees the chatter. His family probably reads the message boards and watches these shows and looks at social media, and they ain't saying anything. So it's not their fault. And if he's not saying anything, then why am I speculating? Why is everybody speculating? It's not why you're speculating, because that comes with the territory. But I don't know. Whatever
Well,
happens will happen.
the good news is Jax is a guy who wrestles so often, and that's one of the reasons why we've been talking about him. Is that when there is chatter of going to Oklahoma State, and then we don't see him at a tournament, that kind of like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
and Jax isn't there. Well, Powerade, Jax is there. Jax is competing
Yeah.
today at Powerade, and that's awesome that he's back on a mat.
At 138 too,
Yeah.
which is a little interesting. It's interesting.
Do you
that,
have
you know,
do you have some Powerade golden nuggets for us? Because I know you do.
Powerade Golden? No, I don't know. Why would I have Powerade?
You just seem like you always have a golden nugget about something.
No, I don't like the seeds. That's for sure. Justin Farnsworth made the finals of Fargo, Iron Man, and Beast, and they seeded him second. It's just some of the seeds are just so wonky.
Who did them?
I think Frank Volcan. I don't know if they have a committee. I don't. They're very state based. They're very. What did you do last year at Powerade?
Yeah.
And they're very. They love their Whippeal guys. So they're from. These guys are all from District 7, and they still seed and rank and treat like Whippeal walks on water. I don't know.
How about this? All right. How about, because I haven't been paying too much attention to all the storylines at Powerade, do you have any storylines for us to watch at Powerade? Maybe anything college wrestling fans can look into, high school wrestling fans. Any storylines for us to pay attention to at Powerade?
Let me see. I don't think so.
We had a comment. We had a comment that we were the best high school wrestling podcast on YouTube. So for that commenter,
right?
yep. So for that commenter, let's live up to that expectation.
Oh, I don't know. 107 you watch. Okay, well, let's go. Let's do this.
All right, there we go.
Araya Mills, the number 106 pounder, is now wrestling 113. So that makes Cooper Deputy, that's in this tournament, the number one guy in the country. And watch for Evan Seas, who just won Beast, is the 2 seed, along with Jack Anello, who is another freshman that placed at Ironman and Beast. So this is Cooper Deputy's first time defending as the number one ranked guy in the country. So that's the story at 106. 113, Chase Karenbauer, who's very, very good, but who had he moved from 106 to 113, and he had some wonky losses, and his ranking is maybe, I think his ranking is accurate, but he could very, very likely be better than that. And so he got the top seed over Justin Farnsworth, who I said made all these finals. How about Justin Farnsworth? This is crazy. Ryland Seacrest over Justin Farnsworth in Fargo finals, Ironman finals, Beast finals. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so 114, you got Farnsworth, Karenbauer, you got Braden Loitier, Bucknell Commit, who I think beat Karenbauer the last time they wrestled. He's a 3 seed, and so that's what I mean about some of these seeds. 113 is pretty deep with guys that can knock people off. 121, the number one ranked wrestler in the country, Landon Seiden. Penn State commit is your top seed. Pitt commit Brock Rothermel is the 4 seed behind Mateo Gallegos and JoJo Burke. I have no earthly idea how Brock Rothermel is ranked seated behind JoJo Burke. It creates a Landon Seiden Brock Rothermel semi, which is just ridiculous. They have Liam Davis seated 8th. Liam Davis placed everywhere. Name the tournament Liam Davis placed. They have him seated 8th, which is ridiculous. 127, Paul Kenny's number 1, Dom Deputy number 2. That's pretty straightforward. That's a really odd weight where it's not deep at all. Jack Barron is your 4 seed. He just had a really good kind of breakout. Beast of the East. Might have made the finals. But Jack Barron, he's been 3rd and 4th at national preps as a sophomore and junior. Probably one of the. That's really solid. 3rd and 4th at national preps is really solid. So it's finally getting a little shine. 133, Vincenello, Stephen Myers, Lucas Littleton. Lucas Littleton has really struggled lately. Didn't place at Fargo. Didn't place at. I don't think he placed at Super 32. I don't think he placed at Ironman. Now this is a deep weight. Will Dieter is your 4 seed. Northwestern commit. Braden Weaver, who he committed to Buffalo, then he just recently, a month ago, committed to Penn State. He's your 5 seed. Pretty decent weight here. Yandel Morales, who committed to, I think, Missouri, in there too. Jax Forrest, Carson Brown. Carson Brown won Ironman in pretty impressive fashion. Didn't blow people out of the water, but the people that he beat were really good. He beat Dale Corbin, who was 3rd at Super 32. He beat Israel Borg, who was 2nd at Super 32. Or no, maybe he didn't. He beat Dillard. The cadet world teamer, a couple years ago. So this is a really good weight. Jax Forrest. It's really great that Jax Forrest comes back and he's not walking into, actually, if he would have went 132, no offense, but that wouldn't have been fun. He comes to 138, and this is a big boy. This is a great bracket. So you have Jax Forrest, you have Carson Brown, the Ironman champ, you have Tyler DeCraker, the Super 32 champ. You have Dale Corbin, who was 3rd at Super 32. This is a really good bracket.
Very strong. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think Jax and Bo are both going for their 4th Powerade titles. They'd be the 7th and 8th people to ever do it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. 145, Iowa commit Bobby Duffy, Matty O'Neill, Grayson Music. I don't understand. 6 seed? I don't get that. Bo. How about this one? Bo's your top seed at 150, obviously. 152. PA has stupid weights. Bo's your top seed. The 4 seed is Charlie DeSena.
Crazy.
Who Bo beat in Ironman finals and Super 32 finals. He's the 4 seed behind Declan O'Byrne and Hudson Homan. What? What? Charlie DeSena just made Ironman finals 3 minutes ago.
If they have Bo Bassett ranked number 1 in the country, and they have Charlie DeSena ranked number 2 in the country, why would they have them meet in the semis?
Who's
and
they?
I know whoever ranked them or seeded them.
Those are flow rankings.
I understand, but I'm just saying, if you have the 2 guys, you're seeding this and you're not taking that into consideration.
Because they don't know. They don't know the sport. They don't know. They don't look at rankings. They don't even know results, really.
By the way, a little nugget from the captain's corner, Bashada. Burke beat a returning New Jersey State finalist and Oklahoma commit McGinty in his wrestle-off. Two top 15 guys at the same weight in the same room. How's that for a nugget?
Yeah. I don't know. JoJo's very good. He's very good, but his national results, he shouldn't be seated that high. Melvin's your top seed at 160. I like this. Zeno Moore is number 2. Melvin's
the chat. Hold on. The chat is telling us Bo is no longer entered. Bo is not in.
Now Bo's going.
Very surprised that Bo's not in. I wonder if he's sick or something. He's a guy. He wanted to get 4 in all the big tournaments. He wanted to get 4 titles: Super 32, Ironman, Powerade.
Keegan's not in either.
Yep, no Bo or Keegan. Also, no Farnsworth. The chat. Shout out to chat, keeping us informed.
Shout out to the chat because it started already, right? So the brackets are out.
Yeah.
For
people asking.
I'm looking at the seeds right now. So
there was people asking about the timing. The opening round started at 8 a.m. this morning. Quarterfinals are at 7:30 tonight, and then semis at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and finals at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday.
All right, 160. Melvin's your top seed. Zeno Moore the 2. LaPlante the 3. Solid bracket there. 174. Gage Wenzel just lost to somebody. Gage Wenzel just lost to somebody, and he's the 1 seed. I don't understand it. Titus Norman is the 2. Lucas Bowe the 3. Yeah, I don't get it. David Perez is the 5 Iowa State commit. I'd watch for him to make some noise. 89. Dom Sumplik from right here at Notre Dame. He won the beast. I've had him ranked for a long time, but he's not like a household name. But he made his mark last week, beating Salasarni and somebody else to win the Beast of the East. So you got Sumplik there, Sarni there. Tavio Hus is the 3 seed. He did not look good at Ironman. Mario Hutcherson, the 4. So you're going to have Sumplik probably against Hutcherson. I would take Hutcherson over Pfeiffer from St. Ed's. Pfeiffer did place at Ironman, but I think Hutcherson would probably win that. But maybe not. 215. 215 is actually pretty solid. But you got a Fargo champ as a 7 seed, and that actually does make sense because despite him winning Fargo, he's had a tough. Satoshi Davis is his name. He's had a tough start to this season. He's lost a bunch, but he's young. He's a sophomore. Cooper Ruskowski is your 1 seed. Really weird trajectory there. Because Cooper Ruskowski, I had ranked really high. He was a PA State runner-up. He went to Super 32. I seeded him 1. I seeded him 1 at Super 32. And he doesn't place. And I'm like, what the hell is going on with this dude? And Kendall Orr made Super 32 finals, right? Well, 2 weeks ago, Kendall Orr beats what's his name? The kid that committed to Penn State. Guys in the chat, help me out here. The kid he won Fargo, or he won Fargo 2 years ago, and then he won a title last year, but he's been hurt ever since, and he flipped from Pitt to Penn State last week. Well, Kendall Orr makes Super 32 finals, beats him, and then Ruskowski beats Orr badly. And so Ruskowski's kind of back. And so you got Ruskowski or Kai Calcutt, NC State commit, Tyler Palumbo, who just placed at Beast, Aiden Peterson, Connor Smalley, who had a couple good wins at Ironman. Even down number 8, freshman Brad D'Amiglio from Malvern Prep is very good. That's an interesting bracket. 285s, Lucas Salata, Christian Alvarez. A couple ranked guys there. So that's Powerade.
That's going on right now. So if you're, as soon as you get done watching this, go watch that quarters tonight at
Elijah
7:30.
Brown. Thank you to Jeremiah Frederick. Elijah Brown is the name that was escaping me. I don't know. It's early. I don't know why I couldn't think of that name. All right. What you guys want to? Sometimes in wrestling, I will say something that I think is a big deal, but like I tease it, and then it's a letdown to the people because, like, I tease something and I think, oh, that's freaking really cool, and then it happened like 6 months ago. I said something, and then, oh, Willie, what is it? What is it? Well, I'll tell you when I'm allowed to. I'll tell you when I tell you, and then I said it what it was, and they were like, oh, that's what it was. And I'm like, wait, that's freaking awesome.
It's hard to live up to the expectations, though, because they're anticipating it's the biggest news ever. So it is.
Yeah, it's not the biggest news ever. But, okay, so here's the curveball. Here's the curveball for Midlands I was talking about. 26-year-old, let's start with that. 26-year-old Cuban, Ranieri Ortega, is going to be wrestling for Iowa State.
Didn't he just sue for eligibility?
Yeah, and it is not totally in the clear yet, but it's looking good. They feel kind of optimistic about it. It's not totally in the clear, but they feel good. And yeah, so he's wrestling 133 at Midlands, and I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know if that's a letdown to y'all, but I think that's pretty freaking cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
There's a possibility that this kid.
Well, he's a man.
Yeah, this young man. It's a possibility that
not
this
a young man. This man. This career age man.
I mean, maybe you guys don't find this earth-shattering or interesting, but I do. Let me say this. What if I told you there is a new player/contender, possibly, at 133 pounds or 125 pounds this year? That's newsworthy.
100%. I agree.
You know? So watch for that. I think that's really interesting.
Hey, did you see that the 31st overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft has committed to Baylor?
Yep.
College athletics is just...
This kid went in the NBA draft years ago, and now the NCAA said, yeah, you're good.
And 4 years of eligibility.
You're good.
Crazy.
Yeah, how does he have 4 years of eligibility?
I don't know. But I saw
now the people I talked to regarding Ortega, they think they're only going to get 1 or 2 years out of him, eligibility wise. I don't know. It's not NBA. It's not pros. I don't know. All right. So what else? What else, bud?
Well, is there anything?
What are we expecting at Scuffle? What are we supposed to look forward to at Scuffle?
It's one of those things where we don't really know who's going to be there. Because, again, kind of like Kozak did for the Soldier Salute, it's like these teams don't really announce who they're sending. Like, I know Penn State might send a couple guys, but, like, Scuffle seems down. I mean, I'll tell you the teams that are going. We got them in the notes here. American, App State, Army West Point, Bellarmine, Brown, Campbell, Chattanooga, Clarion, Cornell. Actually, you know what? Let's pull up is Cornell Kevin in the chat because he just put out who Cornell is sending. Meyer is going. No Jackson Joy. No Simon Ruiz.
Simon's been out for a long time, hasn't he?
And Cornell Kevin said Ruiz has been out since national duels. Was told he'd be back for this, so somewhat of a surprise.
Yeah.
So Cornell is there. Let's see.
Simon Ruiz 2-0 on the year.
Yeah.
2-0.
Davidson, Duke, Little Rock, Maryland, Michigan State, Morgan State, North Dakota, Northern Colorado, Oklahoma State, Penn, Presbyterian, Citadel, Utah Valley, Virginia Tech. But again, don't really have entries, so hopefully we get those over the next couple of days. Would love to know what we can look forward to there. And that is Saturday and Sunday. And then Saturday, Sunday is also Soldier Salute, which again, Kozak put that article out of technically Iowa and Missouri are both sending guys. Technically, we could see Ferrari Sinclair. I am betting we do not see Ferrari Sinclair. As you said, it sounds like Iowa is not sending their starters. Usually it's like their backups and third strings and more so that nature, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm dying to know the fields of these college tournaments. I know they're going to be down, but still. Let's
see. Somebody in the chat is saying that Virginia Tech's entries are out. All right, let's see.
Yeah, I see. I like that. I like Virginia Tech put out their entries, and I wish more schools would do that.
Who did they say is going? I'm going to try to find it.
If I recall correctly, they have 3 guys at 49. One of them is Ethan Miller. They got Colin Guy, Noah Nininger, and that's going to be interesting to watch. Is who Virginia Tech employs at the end of the year at 149. I think it's going to be Ethan Miller, but Guy has been really good.
It looks like Colin Guy and Ethan Miller and Noah Nininger are all. Are they all going to?
That's what they listed on
at
the graphic.
The Midlands. Yeah.
No, Scuffle, right?
No, this said back in action tomorrow at the Midlands to close out the year.
Midlands, really?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused there.
Scuffle. Okay.
So maybe that's today. I've got to see if those brackets are out because let's see. Let's use Flow's Next Gen. Willie's, they're not out yet. Okay. Well, those should be out soon because wrestling starts at 10:30. So we're 45 minutes out from action.
Wait a second.
What's up?
Man, I'm just all discombobulated today.
That graphic that you looked at, the one I'm reading at right now with Colin, Ethan, and Noah all competing, literally says Virginia Tech at Midlands.
That was Midlands, okay. Well, for some reason, I thought it was.
So are they also sending some guys to Scuffle then?
I don't know. Don't. I thought Virginia Tech was going to Scuffle. I thought they were listed as Scuffle participants.
Got it.
But, yeah, these guys. So, Aaron Seidel, Drew Gorman, Colin Guy, Ethan Miller, Noah Nininger, Ryan Burton, Ben Weeder, Sergio Desiante, Gunnar Garelli, Parker Farrell for Virginia Tech.
You know what's weird?
Midlands.
If you're looking at Virginia Tech's schedule, it does not list Midlands. It does list Scuffle.
That's okay. That's why when I looked at that graphic, I assumed it was Scuffle.
Yeah, because their schedule says Scuffle, but then maybe it was a last-minute decision to go to Midlands.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a timing thing,
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird, though. Not a wrestler in the chat says they're sending guys to Bolt. So, that would make sense.
Other things this coming week, let's just hit them so we're aware of them. Purdue at Drexel. That's Friday. I got a sidebar. Hold on, let me get through this. Purdue at Drexel, Bloomsburg, Ohio, Purdue at Ryder, ASU versus South Dakota State. Also, this coming weekend, Edinburgh Open, Binghamton Lockhaven, Hofstra Princeton, Binghamton Hofstra, Bucknell LIU.
Iowa State versus Stanford should be a good one.
Iowa State, Stanford, Ohio State, Oregon State. Iowa State, Stanford should be really good. I mean, it should be a good duel. Some of the individual matchups are great.
Yeah, look at the first one right off the bat. Steve O'Poulin versus Nico Provo at 125.
Knox Frost.
Knock Frost at 33.
41's Consiglio Echemendia. 49 is
Aiden Valencia versus Jacob Frost. Then you got Daniel Cardenas versus Zerbin.
Yep. Then you got who's their sixth? Connor Uton versus
Hunter Garvin. Lorenzo Norman versus MJ Gatan.
Yep.
So you got some good ones. Rocky Elam versus Angelo Posada. Curious to see how that goes.
I love that one.
I just clipped this morning when we were talking about Bar teching Posada. And now follow up to that. Let's see how Elam does against Posada, and likewise how Posada does against Elam. So yeah. that's going to be a fun duel.
I love
Sunday.
Angelo Posada.
And Angelo Posada.
Let's not. I'm not saying that Angelo Posada is going to beat Rocky. I'm not saying Angelo Posada will eventually be, maybe by the end of the year, maybe next year, whatever the case. Angelo Posada will definitely be a guy we talk about as a podium guy.
Yeah. Did you say there was something else, but you wanted to get through?
There was something else because I'm looking at this schedule. I'm looking at the schedule, and once we get into the thick of wrestling, and this I'm not making excuses, but I'm making excuses. This is why I used to be so good. I used to be one of the world's best fantasy football players. I really, and now I struggle, and the struggle is largely because I don't have the time during wrestling season. I mean, the meat of the football season is right during like the big wrestling stuff, and I don't have time. So anyway, long story short, I'm not really paying attention to the college football playoffs, and so I go to look when the games are. There's like almost a 2-week break in between.
Yeah, it was that way last year too. It stinks.
It was?
Yeah.
It stinks. Why? The national championship game is now like January 19th.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's so spread out. And you have obviously, the one thing that's been pretty consistent is you do have the games New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Like we got Miami against Ohio State New Year's Eve, and then Oregon, Texas Tech, and Indiana, Alabama, and Georgia, Ole Miss all on the first. Then it's the following weekend is the semis, and then you have a 10-day break, and that following Monday is the final championship.
Just
T-Buck, you're going to get a 5-minute ban from the chat. We're not talking about the Eagles today. That was a devastating loss for the Bills. No excuses.
Why was it devastating?
Because number one, for the Bills to go 3 quarters without scoring is bananas when you have Josh Allen. Like you should not go 3 quarters. And then we finally do what the Bills do. It doesn't matter how much they're down, they come back and win. So they're down 13-0. They get a touchdown, miss the extra point. I go, this is going to come back to bite us. Then, in true Josh Allen fashion, drives us down. We get another touchdown. It's 13-12. McDermott opts to go for 2 to win the game. I agree with the call. I agree with it. You have the momentum. Just end it. Don't let the Eagles go and get a field goal and win it. Like just end the game right now. 5 seconds left. And Allen's got them open, and they just miss. It is what it is, but...
Yeah, both those teams have been really weird. Like, they're really good, but really, like, make you like kick a chair or something, you know?
The whole NFL feels weird this year. I mean, the Bears 49ers was a 42-38 game last night. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. All right, Willie, do you add anything else? Because I know it's a.
Hey, Bryce Young yesterday had 54 yards passing, or 45 for the whole game.
That's bananas. Do we have any final questions from the chat? I know it's been only 50 minutes. We try to go an hour. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat for the final few minutes. We'll let you guys get on with your holiday week.
Ask us stuff.
Nick, yeah, Super Bowl rematch, Bills Eagle. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Eagles fans are some of them are insufferable. My nephew included. He put out a thing this morning that said it hurts to own Allen or something like that. I gotta text him and tell him stop it. Uncle Justice isn't happy with comments like that. Knox update for the people. Willie, do you have an Anthony Knox update?
I
haven't heard much since the initial schools I thought it would be, like Virginia Tech, Rutgers.
I'll say this: he's looking for a big payday. He's looking for a big NIL. You can, sort of. I think he's looking for a big payday, and I think he's looking to stay relatively close to home. He wants to be East Coast, I think. No, he does. Now, I'm not saying that rules anybody out, but you can do the math there. There's only X number of schools that have a robust NIL to offer. So what the timeline is, I don't know.
Did Jax only do Powerade so he could do a tournament with his brother? Good question. Who knows? When are Powerade finals? Those are tomorrow at 3. Quarterfinals 7:30 tonight. Semis at 11 tomorrow. Finals at 3 o'clock tomorrow. TJ Stewart. Willie, is he done wrestling?
A lot of constant questions about TJ Stewart. But, the thing was he didn't have his grades in order. And so when he ultimately is leaving Tech, it limited his options. So he has to get his grades in order, and then we'll see. So it was a grades thing, and we'll see.
Plot versus Parker at RAF.
No.
Okay.
Maybe down the line. Maybe down the line.
If you could see,
there's going to be some jockeying. Like, first of all, Plot is enormous. Now he did make weight. He made the weight. But he told me he was like 213, 214 before he cut. I mean, it's only 24 pounds.
Only.
No, I've cut. A lot of people have cut 24 pounds, but it's a pool. And when you couple that with Dake and Cotty are both way undersized. 190 pounders. Plot is a large 190 pounder.
Yeah.
And you couple it with its day before weigh-ins, right? So I wouldn't rule out the possibility of Dake and or Cotty moving down to 175.
Let's see if there's any. Willie, if you could see one senior high school wrestler ever placed into a college season, does anyone have as good of a chance as winning it as Jax does right now?
A high school senior?
Yep.
Well, Kyle Dake did it at the same age. So, he did it. Now, I'll say this.
Say it.
If you took Kyle Dake, if you took Kyle Dake as a freshman going into his freshman season, Kyle Dake going into his freshman season, and you say Jax Forrest going into his freshman season. Hell, you can even say PJ Duke going into his freshman season. Um, at the time, rank them in order of guys you thought would win a national title. Like, I don't think Dake would be ranked number one,
Yeah.
right? Dake sort of surprised everybody. Jax Forrest would not be a surprise. That being said, I mean, Kyle Dake did it, right?
Yeah. They did the damn thing.
He did it. True freshman.
All right. Where's Aaron Brooks? Don't really have an update. USADA hasn't really finalized everything, so no Brooks update right now.
There's a good question. Willie and Basch over under true freshman national champs 4.5 this year. It's a good question. It's a bad line.
Under.
I said in Crystal Ball. One of the things I sort of hate is that I have two true freshmen in the finals at 157. I have Duke and Robideau. I mean, that never happens. Never, ever. Like, I have to get Jason Bryant or somebody, but name a time where two true freshmen were in the finals against each other. Yeah. I mean, it's rare that you get one true freshman a year. And now in Crystal Ball, I have two true freshmen wrestling each other. I mean, that's just a total outlier. But it is a good question. There's numerous guys. What was the question? Finals or
champs?
National champs. Like, I
the line is better said with finalists.
Yeah, with finalists. 4.5 would be good for finalists because right now, I just and the Oklahoma State fans are going to be like upset with this, maybe. But
wait, he said he said sorry, meant to say national finalists. That makes more sense.
Spencer was a true. Yanni was a true. Yeah. Has there ever been a time where two true freshmen wrestled each other in the finals? Because that would be. I can't name
Jason
one.
Bryan if he's in the chat, or if not, he's probably gonna listen to this after. Let us know.
But back to Okie State fans, I cannot bring myself. Well, I can't pick Vega over Mendez.
No, you can't pick anybody over Mendez. No,
I can't do it.
The pick, as you would say, the pick is Mendez.
The pick is Mendez, right? The pick is Mendez. No, if Sergio Vega beats Jesse Mendez, am I losing my mind saying, how the hell did he do that? No. But the pick is Mendez. And, you can say, well, Willie, Brock Hardy has a win over Mendez. He was beating Mendez 5-0 in the NCAA finals, and Vega just took care of Brock twice with no problem. I get that. But Brock is also – Brock has the ability to beat anybody. He also has taken some weird losses.
Yeah.
So, I just can't – right now I can't pick Vega. So, who would be the others? 4.5. Let me pull up Crystal Ball. You obviously have Duke
Marcus
and
Blaze. Marcus Blaze, I think, is in the finals.
Okay, so you got Marcus.
I don't think any true freshmen at 25 are in the finals. So I'd say Marcus Blaze.
Marcus Blaze, Vega. These are candidates. Marcus Blaze, Vega.
Jackson Joy.
He's a red shirt.
Oh, that's right.
Larkin's a red shirt. Duke and Robideau. That's 4. D is 5. D Lockett's 5. Angelo and Aiden
Our red shirts,
are red
redshirt
shirts.
freshmen. Upper weights it's so hard too. Like even I'm surprised even with those
Nobody,
redshirt freshmen, but
nobody at 97. Nobody at heavyweight. So, and then another possibility is Jax. And so I'm going to say under 4.5. Because you'd have
yeah.
to, yeah, you'd
You'd
have to
have to go
battle.
yeah, they'd all have to you gotta bat 100 with all of them.
Yeah.
Now if
Battle
you
for
add in
or
Jax, like
1,000.
the chat is saying, add in Jax if he competes, that gives you
Yeah,
another
six.
chance, but
Yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen. I would take the under. I mean, if I like,
well, the other hard part about that is the reason I too would lean under is at 57 you need both guys to go perfect into the thing. It's not just one of the guys makes the finals. You know what I mean? Because it's like if one of them, if Antrell Taylor or Shapiro or Ty Waters or Brandon Cannon, if any of them make the finals, you only get one instead of two there, one at most.
yeah, so right on Monday, December 29th, over under 4.5 true freshman finalists. The safe play is under.
All right, we're gonna put it in the show notes, and we're gonna circle back to that on our NCAA recap show.
Now, it could happen, and right now, so it's over under 4.5, and you only have 5 participants, maybe 6.
Yeah. So the
I mean,
line should really be. What would you
one
set
is
the line at? Like 3.5.
3.5. Three and a half would be really interesting. 3.5 would be really interesting. All
All
right,
right.
guys.
Let's go watch some Powerade. Let's watch some holiday tournaments. Not that they're that great, but we're going to get a match here or there. And make sure you're following Willie and I on Twitter because if there is a great match that pops up anywhere across the board, you know we're going to be on top of it. And have a happy, happy, happy new year. We will be back. Maybe a second show this week. But the captain, Bashada, has a great idea for a show. If we can do it the second half of this week, I'd love to. Basically, like 2026 predictions. That would be cool if you're talking NCAA's world team. Like, it'd be a cool show to do if there's time
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
yeah. We should do that. We should. That's a great idea. Let's do 2026 prediction show.
Yeah.
You know what one of my best ever was? One of my best ever. I don't know how to find it on Twitter, but somebody like in 20, I think it must have been January 1st, 2016. Somebody on Twitter said, "Willie, give us the biggest headline of the 2026 year. Make your biggest prediction." And I said, "Here, there's one. There's one I'm going to give you. Helen Maroulis beats Yoshida in Brazil at the Olympics." Boom, nailed it.
You tweeted that? I'm going to have to try to find that one.
Look it up. It went, and then when she did it, people dug it up and was like, "Dude, this is crazy."
Hey, you know what we should talk about? Real quick. I don't like talking sad things on the show, but Matthew Tyler Snook. That was a tragedy that happened last week. A former Maryland wrestler who is a state trooper was on guard at the DMV and was murdered. And it was so tragic. I think it was like a day before Christmas or something. I saw Dave Portnoy was doing like a fundraiser. They were selling shirts with all the proceeds going to his family. So devastating. He leaves behind a wife and 1-year-old child. Oh, it's heartbreaking. But
Yeah, I had him. I followed him pretty dang closely when he was in high school. He wrestled for St. Mark's in Delaware. Back in the day, St. Mark's was really good, really good. um, and he was a factor at all the major tournaments. I mean, a guy that you definitely had to mention. I wrote his name in previews a lot. Um, yeah, really sad, man. Really sad.
Yeah. So rest in peace. That's such a terrible story. I know there's a lot of GoFundMe's out there, and again, I know Dave Portnoy was doing a merch one, so that's so sad. All right, Willie. I hate to end the show on a sad note. You got anything like a positive note to end the show? Are you getting good at Halo?
Dude, I'm so good at Halo now.
Everything with Willie is like Halo till this, Halo till that, Halo till Santa, Halo.
I was doing junior high rankings, and I just kept telling myself, when I get done with this, I can have a long, long Halo session, and that gave me all the ambition to get it done. All right, I'm gonna go look at my inbox and answer 4,000 emails from parents.
I gotta go pick out a trigger from Florida House.
Sixth graders ranked higher. All right, I love it. Hey, we'll be back, and we're gonna do the captain's idea, and we're gonna do a prediction show this week. Also, look up that Helen tweet. It was amazing.
We're gonna go find it. All right, go Bills.